Hello, everyone. You're watching Cricket Next. I am Suramya Kaushik, and Team India has landed to the land of Pune now. Now, the next battle will be up against Bangladesh. India will be set to continue their winning streak in this World Cup. But what's happening there in Pune? Let's hear it out from Sahil Malhotra. He's joining us live from Pune, and I also have with me Jamie Alda. Sahil, what's happening in Pune? It seems it's a good weather out there. I can see it's looking amazing. How's the weather? What's happening in Pune with Team India?
The weather is amazing, Suramya. It started the afternoon started on a very sunny and hot note when India had their optional training session. But as we grew deeper into the evening, and right now it's 5:30, not even deep evening yet. But it's very dark. It's very pleasant. Gentle breeze is blowing across the stadium and the open setting. No, because they just have one grandstand, which is like a Formula One grandstand, the big stand which they have right near the pavilion end. I think it makes for a beautiful setting right now, and the hilly background kind of comes close to what we get in Dharamshala. Not that close, but हाँ थोड़ा उसका गफार मार्केट वाला कॉपी यहाँ पे लग रहा है अभी.
थोड़े तो फील्स आ रहे हैं साहिल, वो हिल्स दिख रहे हैं थोड़े पीछे,
Yeah.
ऑल्दो धर्मशाला हिल्स टाइप नहीं है, धौलाधार रेंज नहीं है, लेकिन वो पुणे के टाइप हिल्स तो दिख रहे हैं वहां पे. पर साहिल, बताइए कि आपने नेट सेशन अटेंड किया, यू अटेंडेड अ प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दैट वाज गिवन बाय पारस महामरे. आप बताइए कि वहां पर क्या क्या हुआ. व्हाट विल बी प्लेइंग 11 इन द नेक्स्ट मैच अगेंस्ट बांग्लादेश?
So again, it was an optional training session, but there's one man. Just dictionary mein the word optional training doesn't exist, and that's Shubman Gill. So no surprise, he was there in the nets, the first player to get a hit along with Ishan Kishan. Only three players from the Indian camp turned up today: Ishan Kishan, Ravindra Jadeja, and Shubman Gill. So Jadeja did start the session by rolling his arm over for a fair bit, but after that, even he wanted a hit in the nets. All three of them kind of faced a lot of sidearm bowlers, throwdown specialists. Vikram Rathore had the sidearm in hand, and then a battery of net bowlers at their disposal. So all in all, a good 1 hour hit for both Shubman and Ishan. Ravindra Jadeja did also have like a 30-odd minute hit in the middle. But I think other than that, the big talking point from today has been Paras Mamre's press conference, where he did give a lot of indications about the playing 11 tomorrow and kind of made it clear that India are in no mood to kind of tinker with their winning combination and continue with the momentum which they have on their side after the first three games. So first three games, Mohammed Shami remained on the bench. Ravichandran Ashwin played that lone game in Chennai. And even that Chennai move was very wicket or condition specific. It wasn't something like which they did just out of the box. It was because of the conditions which they expected to slow down and kind of get some purchase for the slower bowlers, and that is why Ashwin played in that game. But all in all, given the nature of the surface here in Pune, which has been good for batting overall, and it's a fresh square. There hasn't been any game in the season so far here yet, and this is
Yeah.
going to be the first game of the World Cup at this very venue. So all in all, the square wears a very fresh look. And going by what Paras said, Mohammad Shami is likely to be on the bench for tomorrow's game. Now, let's not confuse matters here, because Twitter, pe, when I tweeted about it, a lot of people were suggesting that drop Shardul Thakur, get Shami. See, Shardul Thakur isn't competing
Yeah.
with Mohammad Shami for a playing 11 spot. Shardul, probably will compete with Ashwin for a spot because they need someone to kind of get some batting at number 8 and also do the job with the ball. So that is not Shami, and that is Shardul or Ashwin. So Shami, all in all, is competing for a spot with either Siraj or Bumrah, and it is not going to be a form-based change because Siraj was off color in that game against Afghanistan, but was persisted with for the game against Pakistan, where he did well in different phases of the game. So management clearly have more faith in Siraj right now, and that is more because of
Yeah.
his ability to bowl in different periods of the game and what he brings to the table with the old ball too. With Shami, again, he's a quality bowler, but वो थोड़ा condition specific bowler भी है. Yes, Mohali ODI, he did pick up 5 wickets, if I'm not wrong, 5 wickets in conditions which were ideal for batting. But I think if you ask me and if you ask anyone else around, I think Siraj is a much better oldish ball bowler, because of Purana to hota hi nahi ball, because you have two new balls from both the ends. So oldish ball bowler, I would say Siraj is a better bet, and that is why he continues to pip Shami in that playing 11 for that playing 11 spot.
So, Sahil, you are saying that in the match against Bangladesh, India will go with the same playing 11 as we saw in
Looks
the
like.
match against Pakistan. Is it?
Looks like
Okay.
because he was asked
Also,
he was
Sahil,
asked the
tell us.
question on Surya. Yeah, please.
Hmm. Along with that, also tell us about yesterday's session. You were there. So, how was yesterday's session and what did you see in that session as well?
I think yesterday was one of the finest sessions which I've attended in a very long time. A, because there wasn't that cramped space where they practiced. Like in Chennai, they had a net session area. In Delhi, it was a cage-like structure at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, similar at the Narendra Modi Stadium. So here, because there are no outdoor nets per se, so they had to practice near the main square. There were two makeshift nets on either side of the square where the both teams, both India and Bangladesh, practiced for a long time. And for India, it was more like a range hitting day. They requested the spectators to kind of vacate the long off and long on stands, the stands right behind the long off and long on region, because they wanted to flex their muscle, free their arms, and do something which they haven't done in the first three games. In Chennai, there was a brief session where Ashwin did some range hitting, but I think apart from that, they have been restricted to the training area only. So yesterday they got some space. The weather was nice and pleasant. Again, similar evening vibes as today. Not as dark as it is today, but again, weather was very pleasant. So they got a decent hit yesterday, and all in all, everyone looked in good rhythm. Shami, Siraj, Bumrah, all three of them, they were bowling beautifully to Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. Virat Kohli cautiously had a game plan yesterday. It looked like where he went big against the slower bowlers. Rohit Sharma was rolling his arm over. So it was a fun evening and fun for us to watch too, because you don't have to look for good vantage points. Yahan pe, like, you can just be anywhere in the stadium and just look for net action. So all in all, it was a good session yesterday.
Well, let's hope that that good session moves on to the match day as well against Bangladesh and India continue their winning streak in this World Cup. Jamie, Sahil just now told us that Team India is not looking forward to bringing in Mohammed Shami in this playing 11 until unless there are any fitness concerns or workload concerns. What's your take on this? Do you think that in this match at least Mohammed Shami should come in place of either Bumrah or Siraj?
No, it's way too early. It's a long way away. It's only the fourth match. Workload, like we've been saying. I mean, I never saw Shami playing more than two matches. One is definitely the final league match against Netherlands. Maybe that Kolkata match on the 5th of November. Still too early for them to be resting and rotating. I'm not surprised. Somewhat surprised that Shardul Thakur does play tomorrow. I think probably Ashwin, in my mind, should play. But in regards to playing Shami, it's way too early. Bumrah is India's best bowler. You don't want to rest him right now. These kind of players, the Surya Kumars, the Shamis, they come into contention when India have guaranteed their place in the semi-final. I think they're on track to do it, despite all these upsets we're seeing. So to my mind, Shami wouldn't be playing this match, no.
What's your thought, Chetan, on that?
पहले तो ये बताओ ये सवाल पूछा किसने था शमी वाला नहीं, look, so see, having covered the 2011 World Cup and having seen the kind of questions, sorry, my throat is really bad. Having seen the kind of questions which are put up, I mean, हम सबको super selector खेलना बहुत पसंद है. सिराज के ऊपर हाँ question mark जरूर है because he's not bowled well. He's not bowled well in this tournament at all. I mean, his natural length is a deterrent on these pitches. He's struggled with that back of length delivery, and it's kind of a problem. But it's just a matter. It's just a matter of it's just a matter of him adapting, etc., etc. So we just have to wait and watch if he can do that. But yeah, like Jamie says, it's just too early. At least बाहर से तो यही लगता है. अंदर से, what Paras Mamre says, I'm not sure is the actual team decision at the time of selection. But yeah, I don't see any reason for them to change. Again, for me, the only thing that I can see again is whether they want to bring in Ashwin or they want to bring in Shardul. I think इस मैच में शार्दुल को खिलाया जाएगा. और जैसा साहिल कह रहे हैं कि अगर वो रेंज की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं which means the pitch is going to be really good, not going to be much turn, और होना भी नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि बांग्लादेश की स्पिन क्वालिटी अच्छी है, and the Indian batsmen are looking to target the spinners.
Well, we'll have to wait and watch, but with the inputs that Sahil has given us so far, it seems that we'll be seeing same playing 11 as we saw in the match against Pakistan. Sahil, tell us about Bangladesh net sessions as well. They're coming after those back-to-back defeats. What is the mood in the camp? How are they looking forward to this big match against India?
I think for Bangladesh, the biggest concern right now is how Shakib Al Hasan's body is reacting after that quadricep tear. He did have a brief hit in the nets yesterday, and their session is likely to get underway anytime now. But given the crowd, given the square, so again an update for everyone. There was a very light drizzle like 30 minutes back, and the entire square has been covered. So the practice area where Bangladesh were supposed to practice today, it's completely covered, and the nets have been removed. So I think for me, the only concern from Bangladesh camp right now would be Shakib, because he again is a clutch player, and we all saw what he did in the Asia Cup game against India, where he did contribute with both bat and ball. And India traditionally have struggled against left arm spin, and Shakib is like the T20 globetrotter who continues to impress every opportunity he gets against India. And India have struggled
Yeah.
against left arm spinners in the past. So Shakib is going to be the critical piece right now. And otherwise, I think India is a far more superior side on paper. And for Bangladesh to do something which Afghanistan did to England or what Netherlands did to South Africa, I think it's going to take some doing tomorrow, because right now this Indian team is like that well-oiled machinery where every part has come together just at the right time, and just fearing that they're peaking too early in the tournament, and whether they have enough gas to kind of go all the way and sustain it for the next 20 25 days. Right now that is the only concern. And on paper, see, Bangladesh have always had talent. They have players who have been playing in different leagues of the world. They have good spinners. Mehndi Hasan Miraz is again a good spinner who's developing into that all-rounder you want to see after Shakib, because ever since Tamim Iqbal's controversial drop from the squad, you were looking for names who
Yeah.
could do the job. You were looking for players,
Yeah.
marquee players. But you can't really look beyond someone like a Tashkin Ahmed, someone like a Mustafizur Rahman, someone like a Shakib Ul Hasan. And that has been the problem. So if you compare them with Afghanistan, Afghanistan over the last 10, 12 months have developed those players. Thanks to the IPL or thanks to the various leagues they have played, but their players are looking to be cut out for international cricket right now. But unfortunately, with Bangladesh having played for so long, they haven't really managed to take that leap, which we expected them to do much sooner than someone like Afghanistan. Afghanistan, just look at how they troubled New Zealand again today. 7 balls, 3 wickets. So they are definitely using conditions and playing to their strength, and that is something which Bangladesh should do. But again, looks very difficult for me right now, and far more superior side on paper, India. And if Shakib is unavailable for this game, I expect nothing but a lopsided contest.
Yes, you're right there, because Bangladesh side, they have major issues with their fast bowlers. They also have with their top order. Liton Das isn't performing that well. They have only couple of batters who have performed well in the game against Afghanistan. Otherwise, in match against England and New Zealand, it was just one-sided way. I believe there's some network issue from Sahil's side. Jamie, we have been talking about Team India's performance in the whole World Cup so far. Do you think that they really need to change something strategically or in planning in order to perform even more better? Because right now it seems that they have ticked all the boxes, right? And they just really need to move on the same way that they have been moving on so far.
No, nothing really has to be changed as such, but like Chetan mentioned, Mohammed Siraj had two poor games. He was much better in the game against Pakistan, especially that second spell when he came back and got that wicket. But I think we'll all acknowledge that he has a long way to go to live up to the standards. He's himself has said, he's India's leading pace bowler, in fact, leading wicket taker in the last 2 years. But have we seen that kind of Mohammed Siraj who's justifying his place? I don't think so. That said, the team is not going to lose faith in him after two poor matches. Because all said and done, he did break that opening stand against
Yeah.
Pakistan, and he came back and got a massive wicket. So he's not going anywhere. He's, like I said, he's their leading wicket taker ahead of Kuldeep and Shardul. Um, if they're not going to change Shardul, then I think this is probably Shardul's last real chance to impress. Okay, India's
Yeah.
batting has not been tested so far. Let's face it, the batting will at some point be tested. Do Hardik Pandya, Jadeja, and Shardul have it in them to revive India from five down for not much? I don't have that much faith. Right now, all the heavy lifting is being done by Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, and Shreyas Iyer. Gill has come back only one innings. Sahil said he batted for an hour plus. Let's hope this translates into another of Shubman Gill's big knocks tomorrow. My only concern is, again, not to sound too cynical, that match against Australia, one drop catch would have had a very, very different result. So
Yeah.
I think India will be the first to acknowledge that 3 games is not time to make changes. What happens when Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, especially Shreyas Iyer? Shreyas Iyer cops a lot of flack, but look what he's done after getting that duck. Not out in 2 innings. He's quietly going around playing the supporting act. So no need to change things, but let's hope that Bangladesh put India under pressure because it's these kind of matches where you'd rather be under pressure, right? When the top four don't perform. You don't want
Yeah.
this happening against England in Lucknow. You don't want this happening against, South Africa at the Eden Gardens. So while three matches to my mind is no reason for change, there are enough options where India will feel like, Hardik Pandya, Jadeja, and Shardul really need to do something with the bat.
Yeah, I believe PS Jamie already answered this question when he said, it'll be a last chance for Shardul Thakur in the match against Bangladesh because then there'll be more important games against New Zealand and other teams. And if Shardul fails to impress in the upcoming match, then perhaps Team India will think of the other options. But as of now, Shardul Thakur looks like the first choice of Team India. Sahil, quickly out there, you mentioned about Team India's performance, and you also talked about how Team India will be the most traveled team in this World Cup. Then how this Indian team and all these Indian cricketers are managing to refuel themselves game by game because they are traveling so much. I know that you have done a fantastic story on it, but all the viewers out here, tell us how they are planning to do so.
So, I was tracking their pattern for the last 1 week, and I did get a sense of the time of the flights which they are taking after the game. So, as I said, I spoke to a couple of people in the BCCI today. So, it has been consciously the post-lunch departure next day after the game. So, that allows enough recovery after game. So, they are not like taking red-eye flights or early morning flights or even morning flights. So, enough time given there to the players, and all
Okay.
these players are flying private charters. They are not taking any commercial flight. The only instance of a commercial flight was when Shubman Gill had to come from Chennai to Ahmedabad. It was an evening flight from Chennai, and they weren't really getting a private charter for just one player and a couple of members who were accompanying him. So he took a evening flight from Chennai to Ahmedabad, which was a commercial flight. I can name the airline too, but let's keep it under wraps for now. So
Yeah.
he took the evening flight then. But other than that, I think all teams, not just India, so all teams. So I got a lot of sense
Okay.
and perspective into how the teams are flying right now for the World Cup. So ICC's job ended the moment teams reached their respective warm-up venue. So first warm-up venue. I know there was a lot happening when England players kind of tweeted that picture where a lot of rush was going around. So that wasn't a BCCI arranged travel. ICC arranged that
Hmm.
travel. The players reached their first point of departure. So say India reached Guwahati. वहां तक आईसीसी का जॉब था. From there on, BCCI took
Okay.
over, and they have been arranging private charters not just for the Indian cricket team but for the other teams too, to ensure seamless travel. Because see, every team except India are playing more than one game at a single venue. India are the only team who are playing 9 different games at 9 different venues.
Hmm.
They've already covered a distance of around 8,000 kilometers, and similar distances left.
Yes.
So this distance includes the two warm-up games which were washed out in Guwahati and Trivandrum. So they have been on
Yeah.
the ball. They have been traveling a lot. And if you see, there were a couple of games where there wasn't much recovery window in between. Between the Chennai game and the Delhi game, there wasn't much gap. Then again, between Delhi and Ahmedabad, gap बहुत कम था. So उन दिनों पे आपने देखा होगा, India के practice sessions weren't all out practice sessions. They had a full blown
Hmm.
session in Chennai, which was -2, 2 days before the game. One day before the game, it
Yeah.
was an optional, very light session. Then Delhi के अंदर भी we just saw Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan. So the bowlers were rested for that session again too. Even today in Pune. So the team reached Pune, had one complete off day. The next day they trained, fired on all cylinders. Kal it was full attendance. Today just 3 players turned out. So यहाँ पे madness
Hmm.
नहीं हो रहा कि World Cup है तो भाई सबको फेटी लगानी है नेट के
Huh.
अंदर जाकर बॉल डालना है, बैटिंग करना है. So the
Huh.
medical team, the workload, they're very cautious of the workload. Rajnikant, Rajni, I wouldn't say Rajni, the strength and conditioning messiah of the Indian cricket team, who has
Yeah.
actually, helped Shreyas Iyer and Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya just get back from where they were. He's traveling with the team. Even yesterday, he had a long release session with KL Rahul. So कल अगर KL Rahul
Hmm.
आया, it didn't mean that he came and started doing wicket keeping from ball one. At least for 30 minutes, he was stretching on the mat. He was in squat position for more than 15 minutes, releasing that extra load off his lower back. Because see, KL Rahul is the most worked out cricketer right now. First Chennai game, he kept for nearly 50 overs. Then 40 over odd, 35 over odd, उसने batting भी करा in that heat. Then again for the next two games against Afghanistan and Pakistan too, he was there keeping for the longest duration. So 250-300 squat करना इस गर्मी के अंदर, और जब हेलमेट के अंदर
Yeah,
आप होते हो ना,
it becomes
Jamie
too
plays
much.
cricket, he would know that heat
Uh,
kind of multiplies when you are under the helmet. And it has been very
uh,
odd जो इंडिया के पहले 3 games है. So बहुत meticulously ये सारी चीजों को address किया जा रहा है, because सबको पता है कि it's a long tournament, we are traveling a
yeah,
lot. Last thing which we need right now is another breakdown, क्योंकि the moment that
yeah,
happens, I think all the chatter would be around NCA, ये खराब हुआ, वो खराब है, नितिन पटेल ने ये करा,
yeah,
उसने वो करा. We don't need those distractions right now. Everything is being,
right.
taken care of in the right manner, and the training schedule, the flight schedule, everything is in sync with what the management wants right now. And the last thing they want is a player burning out due to the exhaustive travel schedule which they have.
Obviously, it'll be the last thing that anybody would want. Well, let's gear up for the big match between India and Bangladesh. Sahil will be with us live from the stadium tomorrow as well. Chetan's also in Pune. So we'll be talking a lot about that. Sahil already mentioned, Vineet, about Pune's
It's
weather.
dark,
It's a very
little dark.
pleasant weather and little dark as well. You can see it there. Um, I'll take this question to Chetan, but before that, thank you so much, Jamie, for joining with us, and thank you so much,
साहिल
Sahil.
समझ गया मेरी बात. साहिल समझ गया मेरी बात.
So Chetan, yes, I believe that you can read it on your screen right now. You're going to Pune to cover India Bangladesh match. आप बता दीजिए आप कहाँ हैं? He wants to know where are you. If you are there in Pune, then why you're not out? Why you are there? आप please Vineet को answer करिए.
I'm a little under the weather, so today I didn't go for the pre-match. I'm in Pune. You can see a hotel room पीछे मेरे. So I'm in a hotel room. I'll be going to the game tomorrow. I've just been a little under the weather over the last few days. Are you happy
Okay,
with
another
Jadeja?
one for
Yeah, I think he's performed well given the pitches that India's received. I thought Delhi may obviously he didn't get too much help. Even in the Ahmedabad game against Pakistan, I think he's not your first choice spinner. He's uh, more your second choice spinner. Kuldeep is your spin leader at the moment. So I think that makes a lot of difference. Um, जडेजा को उन्होंने कंट्रोल के लिए यूज किया था अहमदाबाद गेम में, लेकिन वो कंट्रोल नहीं दे पाए. लेकिन लेट्स बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, उस पैसेज ऑफ प्ले में बाबर और रिजवान प्लेड रियली वेल. एंड यू कांट रियली, छोटी छोटी चीजों पे आप नहीं कर सकते हैं. बट आई थिंक ओवरऑल इट्स बीन अ ग्रेट परफॉर्मेंस. आई थिंक द एंटायर इंडियन टीम has been really great. एक दो चीजें ऊपर नीचे होती रहती है. I don't think they're getting any danger signals until they play New Zealand, maybe England, South Africa. उससे पहले कोई danger signal नहीं.
Okay, and lastly, Chetan, are you looking forward to an interesting match tomorrow, given how the matches have been so far today? See what's happened with New Zealand. So, looking for that kind of top-notch game or edge of the seat game?
No, I mean I can't say I haven't seen the pitch. But साहिल की बात सुन के ये लग रहा है कि pitch काफी अच्छी होगी. But I'll just say कि India and Bangladesh have kind of created a rivalry. So it'll be exciting to see what sort of game what sort of game they produce. I'm hoping for an exciting game. But Bangladesh, I think, has a lot of weakness in their top order and in their bowling a bit. So I think it'll be a matchup primarily between the Indian batsmen and the Bangladeshi spinners. And I expect the Indian batsmen to win that matchup. And once that happens, I think it'll be a very easy game for India.
Well, let's just hope for that only, that it goes like an easy game for Team India. Thank you so much, Sahil and Chetan, for joining with me. And let's just hope to see you, Chetan, with Sahil tomorrow from the stadium. Thank you so much, guys.